We have approval of bills and payroll. They are going around. If they haven't reached a seat, if you could sign them before you leave, we would appreciate it. The chair would accept a motion to approve the bills for Howard, Greenspan, and Nuttall and McAvoy that are in your packet.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Approval of minutes of April 28th, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? On the motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Minutes of the meeting of May 12th, 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Correspondence? Questions from residents and staff? You have a number to call in. I don't know how effective it is, but it is on the agenda. And if you do have any calls, we will take them if we can. Superintendent's report, Ms. Hagley.
Sure. A few quick things are just an update for scholarships, where we are to date. We have $108,000 being distributed to 122 scholarships and 68 different students, it is down from last year, but we're still getting phone calls for different groups that are continuously giving out scholarships. So I think it's going to be a moving target for the next couple of days, but hopefully we'll get that all finalized. But in today's time, I think that's still great that we are able to give out over $108,000. We have a prom promenade this Thursday night at 5:30 p.m. in the parking lot. The two class advisors have been working extremely hard on putting all these things together. There's going to be a DJ, a little backdrop so the students can get out, get a quick picture, and keep going. The advisors are giving out the Prom Favors. On Monday, June 1st, we're going to have a car parade through Billerica, Wilmington, and Burlington. Deputy Chief Frost from the Billerica Police Department has approved this. He is going to reach out to the towns and get additional police escort for us. But right now, it's a quick little square that's going to go through Wilmington, Burlington, and Billerica. Unfortunately, because of the distance, Bedford and Tewksbury will not be included. But the goal is to have students sign up, to decorate their cars, to have it be led by the police and the principal, and have some music playing, and just kind of drive through and encourage parents and faculty to just along the parade route to support them. I will forward the route to all of you so you have it for Monday. That's going on. We are evaluating different options for graduation. So none of these things are in lieu of graduation. I know some parents thought it might have been. It is not. The new guidance came out that we could possibly have a graduation on the football field in July. I know Jess Cook and Dave Norkowitz were out marking the field, doing some measurements to see if this is possible. I know we had also still talked about having something here in June. So we're going to get all those finalized within the next day or two on what we can do to be in compliance. And then I will reach out to all of you with a couple of possible options. But we are, talking about all of that. And there's some great ideas going out there in order to honor our students. I think I mentioned last time there are door banners that were purchased by the class funds and sent to all seniors. So it's their picture, congratulations, class of 2020, for them to put up. So we are working very hard to make sure that our seniors, get the recognition that they deserve, since they're not going to be able to have a regular graduation.
I was actually going to ask the question, is it possible to consider a live graduation either in July or obviously in early August before the students would head back to
We could
school?
do it in July, but we believe it would be limited to 2 tickets per graduate. So that's the final details that we're trying to figure out, and spacing them on the field and spacing the parents out in the stands but knowing how important it is to have something here. So those are
No,
evaluating all of that.
Can you just give us, could it be possible to get an update on that for the June meeting?
Oh, I'm hoping to have it in a day or two.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping to have it by Friday
um,
to give you some, firmer information.
Bob,
I'm sorry,
Bill Ricker, a school committee approved tonight, the plan they're gonna do. I shared it with Melanie. They're having it in 3 days, June 8th, 9th, and 10th. They're doing it staggered times.
Yeah.
Because there's no way, Tom Murphy, the principal, said there's no way they can get 1,000 people together. We're just not there when the COVID virus. There's staggered times. You show up with your family. They've got a plan approved by the Board of Health. We could do something here with the shops. It would be a nice experience. I know this is just a year we hope ever, I never see this again. So I know a kid goes to high school for 4 years. I go, hey, have a nice day.
Can I just ask a question? Because I did get cut off. Is there any way that we could do similar to when they were picking up their cap and gowns, but by shop? Could we do so many shops? And
They already picked up
They
their,
already got them.
I understand that, but the graduation, could we have them like in lines like they did for their cars? And then just, like they would if they were sitting on the field? And do similar to what Ron said, like maybe have it like so many shops for over 3 day
Yeah.
periods, or
that's exactly what we've been discussing. Yes, is doing
And you
it.
could
yeah,
do
I
it.
got cut off. I got cut off.
No, you could do that,
finishing, so-
Lisa, and keep it socially distant. You can do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I
those,
just, because I worked with somebody who recently asked me that, and I mean, because it's should be next week, right? And
It's supposed
We
to
have-
be next Thursday.
yeah, next
yeah,
Thursday.
Yeah.
so that's what we've talked about, doing it by shop, breaking it out over multiple days. And like I said, they went out there today to actually figure out, do some measurements on the field to see if that's a possibility of having it out there.
I think we can pull it off. Thank you. Good luck.
Metro is doing it in front of their building, actually, having graduation there.
Oh, what about in the parking lot, Melanie, and put like a platform out? So say you had, a speech or whatever, like on the platform, and people drive by in their cars. Could you do something like that?
Yeah,
I know it sounds a little cheesy, but
yeah, no, these are all options that we've been considering and talking about. And like I said, we're hoping to have a final game plan to you by the end of this week. With just, again, talking to the Board of Health and Billerica and making sure we have everything in compliance, the DESE and so forth.
so when does Jess feel that she'll have a plan in place?
The next day or two, yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
so
Let us know.
definitely by
Thank you.
Friday.
Yes.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Subcommittee reports, personnel, Mr. Gillis.
Personnel Subcommittee met this evening and can the committee hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Go.
And we voted unanimously on non-union contracts. There were 5 of them to extend them all to 2022. We had already voted earlier to give them all 3% raises at our last meeting. But it was the terms of the contract for those 5 positions. So those 5 positions are the administrative assistant to the superintendent, the administrative assistant to the principal, the controller, the administrative assistant for finance, and the assistant superintendent business manager, all extend their contract to 2022. That was a unanimous recommendation of the personnel subcommittee. We'll entertain a motion to accept that.
So moved.
Motion and a second. Do we have further discussion?
I have one question. What happens if, the towns all say, our tax revenues are dead, the COVID virus goes another year?
The Fed's better.
How are we going to give anybody a 3% raise?
We already voted the raises. This is the years.
Okay,
This is the duration.
all right.
Very good question.
I mean, every town in this,
We all have
every
that.
town in the US is gonna have this issue.
It's only a $6 billion shortfall.
Exactly.
Cross that bridge when it comes to it.
One thing.
Further discussion? On the motion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Mr. Gillis.
The subcommittee also discussed the AFSCME. Representative contacted us, and they represent the clerical group. And that's the American Federation of School Municipal Employees, Service Municipal Employees. But they were looking for just, keep the same language, just a 1 year, which we're beginning in 2022 at the same rate that we're giving the teachers, 3%. And we haven't really met with them, but they put that off on the table to us. And the personnel subcommittee voted unanimously to recommend that to the full committee.
Be subject to union approval, correct?
Yes, subject to the union final approval. They put it on the table, so we hope they approve it. Yes.
So
Second.
Motion's made and seconded.
Discussion?
Roll call vote.
Roll call vote. Ronnie?
Yes.
Nancy?
Yeah.
Paula?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Patty?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Jim?
Yes.
Glenn?
yes,
And I vote in the affirmative. Motion carries unanimously. Mr. Gillis?
That's, that concludes, we talked about the arbitration.
I think the cafeteria.
Oh, yeah.
The Cafeteria.
Oh, the cafeteria? Come on, Melanie. They have
No, they have one more.
No.
they have 1 more year.
Yes.
Oh, all right, sorry.
You voted to extend on.
Yeah, it was
it
fine.
was in there, it was in there.
I said
Sorry,
that.
I apologize. Old business?
Question I have, Jim, should be Bob, on the old business, just the spring coaches were paid anything? Because I've been reading a lot about different towns. I know there's a big controversy in Wilmington.
No,
They signed contracts, but what do we do with them, Melanie?
we paid them a third. We
A
paid them-
third?
Yeah, we paid them based on what they did before the season started.
Okay, because some towns pay them the whole stipend. I know, it's a gray area. So, okay, and any repercussions from the SDA on that?
No, John and I had actually agreed
Okay,
that
okay,
in March, I believe.
okay,
We just asked for documentation that they actually provided the service.
yeah, okay.
And he sent that in, so we, attached that and we paid everyone their third.
I know some towns said, hey, I signed a contract, I want my money. I spoke with the Lowell AD. He paid everybody because he thought there'd be a grievance coming down the road. But that's fine. If they're happy, let's go forward.
Thank you, Ron.
We just advertised for the phone page. I know some of them are on.
New business, Director of Support Services contract.
That vote was taken in executive session. It's going to
It's gonna be an open session.
open session now.
Does the chair hear a motion?
Lisa, are you gonna mo?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I hadn't, yeah. So I'm gonna make a motion not to renew the contract.
Second.
I have a motion not to renew the contract of the Director of Support Services. Do I have a second?
Second.
And we'll take it as a roll call vote. So the motion is not to renew the contract. If you're in favor of the motion, you vote yes. If you're against the non-renewal of the contract, you vote no. Mr. Fusco,
Yes.
Ms. Asbedian,
Yes.
Ms. Lambert,
Yes.
Ms. Galley,
Yes.
Mrs. Muse,
Yes.
Mr. Geddes. No. Mr. Gillis,
No.
Mr. McIntyre,
Yes,
and the chair votes no. Motion carries 6 in the affirmative, 3 against. And I'm gonna take a phone call, I guess. Hello? It is.
Should that be on speaker or?
Happen prior to July, but I understand that the legal things with Dr. Jackson coming in, I just feel that there should be some more credit given to faculty on what is going on and or coming back, or whatever the situation is in that regard.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Smith. And I will, if you don't mind, I'll rephrase the beginning of your question
That'd be great.
while you're on the phone, so I don't rephrase what you said. The basis of Mr. Smith's comment was that he was inquiring as to why there is no action on the principal, and my answer would be that that would be the purview of the superintendent.
Okay, I understand that. I just wanted to make that comment.
No, and I appreciate the call.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Timothy.
Okay, bye.
Timothy Smith for the record. I recognize that voice.
It's fair for Eagles.
No relation. Next agenda item, MASC official and alternate delegate. Does the chair have a motion?
They even gonna have that.
I don't think you'll have it.
Pat, I think this is me and you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll nominate Lisa Gallagher for the MASC official.
We have a motion to nominate Ms. Gallagher. Do we have a second?
Second?
All those in, unless you decline, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
I move Ms. Muse as the alternate.
Second? I can't second. Paul? Second. We have a motion and a second to make Mrs. Muse the alternate. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. And the last new business item is out-of-state field trip. Ms. Head.
This is something the past couple of years you've been approving in May. There's no dates listed, just kind of months and year. We're gonna have to watch very closely depending on the guidance of if you can review it. Some of them are in New Hampshire, but again, we need to keep an eye on the guidance before we really do this. So I'll keep you posted, or Mr. Jackson will keep you posted going forward. But we tend to bring these to you in this meeting to get your approval.
Chair would
Can I,
ask, I'm sorry,
I
Lisa.
apologize. Can I ask a question? So I recently had somebody approach me about this. So with the whole COVID issue and reimbursement of the current trip they were supposed to take, how does that affect that going forward? I mean, do we, because I know Bill Rick is actually working with the agency on getting the reimbursement and stuff. So what's going on with that, Melanie, and how are we going to protect ourselves for the students going forward on that?
If you're talking about the Italy trip.
Yeah.
That's something Mr. Bagney has been working with them on. And I do believe actually going forward, he's considering changing companies because the other companies have been just giving refunds without any argument. So this is something that we are evaluating and considering.
So the current company, are they only giving partial refund or what's going on? Because I mean, I know Marky's got a bill going out there about getting complete reimbursement. So where are we, because I'm hearing it's only partial refund.
Where's the current company?
EF.
You have tours.
Yeah. They're getting partial, but they originally had offered to have the trip in July, but needless to say, that didn't happen. So then they offered for the trip for next year. So, which would be okay for the juniors if it's allowed, but for.
Yeah, but seniors?
Seniors are out of luck.
And they had offered partial reimbursement, yes.
Yeah, I mean, considering what's going on, I mean,
Yeah.
And
they should be giving full reimbursement to the seniors.
right, and our parents bought insurance, and the company is saying that it doesn't matter if they have insurance. This isn't something that's covered by the
It's not
insurance.
that type of insurance.
Right.
Right.
Ooh,
Well, that's why
Here
we're
we go.
evaluating the company in general. You know, the possibility of changing to a company that is a little bit more understanding, for lack of a better word, that tries to work more with families, because there are ones out there that have been more supportive.
So I apologize. Are parents getting partial reimbursement for that, or are they getting full reimbursement? What's going on?
The last I heard was partial, but we're fighting for full.
Okay, are we working with our local reps to do that?
Yes, there was emails that have been sent out to all superintendents, different schools that we've been joining.
But to, like, say for example, for Patty and I, should we be reaching out to Robertson? Should we be reaching out to, our senators? Like, should we be doing a kind of legwork on our part, or?
Let me follow up and send you an email. Let me just, I don't want to misspeak.
Yeah, because I know a family that actually approached me and they put $1,000 out and they're only getting like $500 reimbursement. Their child is senior and they were offered like a partial voucher. It doesn't seem right. I mean, so.
Yeah, let me just, I don't want to misspeak. Let me get more detailed information to share with you all.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Chairman, motion to table. We have a motion to table all out-of-state field trips from Mr. Geddick.
Second.
Which I would say is probably a wise decision, because I really
Yeah.
don't want to start.
Definitely.
any
Oh,
up.
definitely. Absolutely.
All those in favor of the motion to table?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Agenda item number 12, future agenda items, if you have.
Well, I think as we turn into the new year, July 1st, I think Brad has to talk about what's September going to look like. And I know, Brad, you talked about during your interview what's going on in Holliston. And I'm hoping to God and praying to God, things are good, but we can't go. So that's something that we're going to have to address.
I think the other thing too, Ron, when you say that is special education as well. I mean, we hadn't heard anything as far as parents were concerned with IEPs and stuff until several weeks into the COVID issue. And I think that if we're going to have a different schedule or anything like that, special education has to be considered with that as well. So I hope he comes in with some.
At least I read something, I read the other day, something from the CDC, the way they want school to run. And it's, wow. So let's.
I don't want to find out a week before school either.
I understand
as the school
that.
committee members,
So
we had these questions earlier on in the year. So we want to make sure that we're kind of
right. There's a
tackling this
task
before
force
August.
right now. I know, Lisa. There's a task force right now that's undertaken, and Superintendent Pavova from Borica has tweeted out that he's telling the parents we might not be going back the way we are. So anyway,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that another day.
Mr. Gillis.
Mr. Peterson, I have an agenda item for our next meeting. That agenda item would be daycare. I would like to put from the superintendent to include the income, the expenses, the number of students.
I'm here.
That we have. I'm looking to put daycare, Nancy, on the agenda for our next.
Yeah, we're having a hard time hearing you, Jen. That's why.
Like,
Did you hear that?
I got you, Jim. Go ahead.
All right.
I'd like to put daycare as an agenda item for our next meeting. To
Okay.
include
Thank
the
you.
income, the expenses, the number of students, and number of staff.
Okay, good.
And Jim, by the way, looking great.
Jim, you
Glad to see you up
Jim,
front.
you always look good, Jim. You always look good.
I want to hear the response from our attorney regarding what happened with different ones of our employees using their school things.
I was going to ask him that and I forgot.
I know me.
Absolutely.
Yes, that was put on for.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Patty.
Oh yeah,
Thank you.
Howard was supposed to investigate.
Yeah.
We all know it's not appropriate.
Could we ask for a written report from Howard for the next meeting, please? I meant to ask him that and it totally slipped my mind.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And
I just want to take a moment. I know this is Paula's last meeting. Paula, it's been a pleasure serving with you. And,
Paul is saying,
I know I wish we could meet in person, and I wish I could give you a hug, but I'll give you a virtual hug.
I know. I miss sitting next to you, Paula.
thanks, Paula.
Thank you, Paul.
Paul, are you at work?
She was out.
She's at home tonight.
I was on the patio earlier.
They give her a night off.
And Paula, thanks for all that you do for us, honestly,
It's
in
a
your
night off
position.
once in a while.
It's,
Thank you, Paula.
yeah.
The chair would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second. Motion to adjourn has been made and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thanks, folks.
Motion carries unanimously. Good
Thank
night,
you.
everybody.
Great
Thank
to
you,
see
Paul.
everybody.
Yeah. And Bob Gallagher too. He's done a great job.
Bob, we love Bob.
Thank
We
you.
love Bob.
Thank you,
Thanks.
everyone.
Brad. We'll see you
Night.
soon.
Absolutely.
Good night.
Are you having shows? So
Only if I'm in the patio.